Hello, my friends, my brothers and sisters. I hope all of you are well today. I ask about your health, your family, and your life. I hope peace and safety are with all of you, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for listening to me today, because what I'm about to say may surprise many people, and maybe even shock some of you. My name is not very famous, and for many years my story has been hidden from the public eye. But today, I want to speak openly and honestly to you all. I want to tell you something that many people may find hard to believe. I say this with a calm heart and with respect for everyone listening. I am the brother of Donald Trump. Yes, you heard me correctly. I say that I am his brother. But life is sometimes strange and complicated. Many years ago, I disappeared from the public view and from the family world that people know about. Some people say I was lost. Some people say I walked away, and some say I simply vanished from the story of the Trump family. For years, I lived quietly away from cameras, away from politics, away from the loud voices of media and power. I watched the world change from a distance. I saw countries rise and fall. I saw leaders argue and promise things. And I saw ordinary people struggle with hope and fear. Now, when I appear and speak, people look at my face and they say something very interesting. They say, "Your face looks like Donald Trump." Your eyes, your hair, your expressions, they look similar. But when this story reached Donald Trump himself, the reaction was not what many expected. He said, "Your face may look similar to mine, but that does not mean you are my brother. You are not part of my family." This is what he says, and I understand why he may say such a thing. Politics, power, reputation, and public image can make life very complicated for any leader, especially a leader who is always under the spotlight of the world. But my purpose today is not to fight with him. My purpose is not to create anger or division. I speak because the world today is facing serious tension and conflict, especially when we talk about Iran, America, and Israel. When I watch the news, and when I see the fear in the voices of ordinary people, I feel a deep emotion in my heart. Because war is never simple, and war is never just about governments and leaders. War is about families. Mothers, fathers, children, workers, students, and every human being who simply wants peace and a future. Today, the world talks about Iran and America and Israel as if the future depends on one decision or one moment of anger. Many people are worried, many people are confused, and many people are asking, what will happen next? From my perspective, as someone who has watched politics from both inside and outside, I want to say something very important. Leaders must remember that power is temporary, but the pain of war can last for generations. When people talk about Iran, they talk about power, strategy, weapons, and alliances. But behind every nation, there are millions of human beings who wake up every day hoping that their children will live in safety. When people talk about America, they talk about strength, influence, and global leadership. But the true strength of any nation is wisdom, patience, and the ability to choose peace when anger is easy. And when people talk about Israel, they talk about security, survival, and history. But true security is not only built with force, it is also built with understanding, dialogue, and courage to step away from endless conflict. I say these things because sometimes the world needs voices that are not shouting voices, that are not competing for power, but voices that simply remind us of our shared humanity. Many people may laugh at my story. Some may question who I am. Some may say this man cannot be the brother of Donald Trump. But the truth is not always measured by recognition or fame. Sometimes truth lives quietly in the hearts of people who choose to speak when the world is too noisy. If my face reminds you of Donald Trump, then maybe that is destiny. Maybe it is coincidence. Maybe it is something deeper that history will understand one day. But what matters more than my identity is the message I want to leave with you. Do not allow the world to move blindly toward another great conflict. Do not allow fear to control the future of humanity. Ask your leaders to choose wisdom. Ask them to listen. Ask them to remember that every missile, every bomb, every threat eventually falls on the lives of ordinary people. I speak today not as a politician, not as a powerful man, and not even as someone seeking recognition. I speak as a human being who has seen how quickly the world can move from tension to tragedy. So, my friends, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are in the world, remember that peace begins with awareness and courage. Speak about peace, think about peace, and demand peace from those who hold power. And if one day the world decides to ask again who I really am, maybe the answer will matter less than the message I shared with you today. Because in the end, history does not remember faces as much as it remembers the words that tried to protect humanity from darkness. Thank you for listening, and I hope all of you stay safe, strong, and hopeful in these uncertain times.